What is up, y'all? I'm Benjamminoutdoors, and this is my channel. Welcome back, y'all. So today we're working on the GSXR 1000 again. Super excited. We're getting close. Last video, I did a lot of miscellaneous stuff and finished the tank. The videos were from multiple different locations. It was just sporadic, so I apologize about that. But this video is going to be all from this location, and I'm super excited because we're getting close. All we got to do is open up the Monster Fairings box that I got a couple years ago. Then we can inspect everything, make sure everything looks good, and just assemble everything. And then there's some other miscellaneous stuff that I have to fix or attend to before we can actually test ride it. But I'm hoping the bike cranks up and runs fine, but it's been sitting for a few years, so I might have to go through it again. We'll just see. Anyway, let's get into the video. So first order of business is cleaning it up because it is filthy. Being in storage so long, it's disgusting. Now that the bike is clean, I'm going to open up the box of Monster Fairings that I've had for years, just sitting in storage. Going to inspect them, take a look at them, and start assembling them. And this bracket goes on like that. So you just got to find the bolts, screw it from the back side, and then you can put the front fairing on. On these little tabs. I got the fairings unboxed and the front fairing on the tank installed. Now we're going to move over to some other miscellaneous parts on it before we start assembling the cosmetics on the bike. All right, here's the brake. That other lever didn't actually have a sleeve in it, so this one's got a sleeve, which is nice. Which means the clutch should be tighter. And make sure you push that clutch safety in. That's about Heck yeah, new levers. One huge mistake that I made was that I did not check the wheel straightness before I got powder coat done. So after I got the wheel back from the powder coat, I put it on and noticed that there was actually a wobble in it. So I decided to buy a new wheel that was straight. So I had to go with either black or factory blue because I didn't want to try to match powder coat again. So the factory blue did not match, so I had to go with a black. So it's going to be mixed matched a little bit, but it should look fine. Got the tire moved over and balanced, so now we can throw it back on the jigsaw. So I didn't torque anything down, but I have to just get this thing out of the way so I can do something else real quick. But I got the wheel on there. Everything is straight. Okay, so I got these air ducts, about to put them on, and also I'm gonna have to take off the air box to get this plug back underneath the air box, unfortunately. But I just wanted to mock this up, show y'all. So this ridge right here actually sits on the edge of the headlight, and it goes behind and kind of locks in there. Or excuse me, this tab goes behind and it locks in. So you would attach, something right there, and then you would push it into there and then bolt it right there. So this is a support for the actual headlight. So there's two bolts up top, and then there's this support, and this is obviously substantial enough to go 180 plus miles an hour. So I figured out it actually, the wiring harness pops out next to this. I think it's this exhaust, the exhaust control valve. I think it goes to that cable that's normally an exhaust, but I think there was a delete done on that. That's what I believe this is. But it pops out here. There is a hole for that keeper, and it looks like there needs to be more slack taken out of this, maybe, I don't know. But we got a horn, and then we got basically everything right here. So it has this particular little rubber thing that holds it. So that's where that comes out. Then I need to try to get these throttle cables going underneath there. They should pop out like right around somewhere down there, so they can be more clean opposed to this. So I looked, I'm not entirely sure what that dip in that molding is, but there was no other route for these wires. So I put them right below the triple, and this clutch cable is gonna hold them up off of getting pinched in between. So this is the shortest distance that I found, and it's gonna have to work. I don't know what the other option was other than that. You know, you couldn't route them down, just they weren't long enough. So we're gonna put the airbox on and everything else, and we'll get this thing hopefully ready to crank up soon. Okay, so we got these side pieces that lock into the front. Bolt there on the air duct, bolt right here, some stuff down here. And these plastic pieces, they hook in up here, and then they hook right there. It appears, at least. I haven't put the side fairing on yet, but it's looking like it's coming together pretty easy. The bottom piece, unfortunately, looks like that got ate up by a rat. So I don't think I have this section from the old bike. Just sucks. Like I left these sitting in a box for honestly a couple years. So, you know, it is what it is. They didn't tear up. I don't think they tore up any nice stuff, which is good. Everything is looking pretty good, except some few scuffs from me having it sitting around. So I think I got the wiring figured out up here. So it comes down along here. It actually's got a spot. It connects to the ram air. It kind of loops around. I don't see anything to tie this up here. But this is steering dampener wire right here. And then it goes up, and you got the odometer, and then you got the H11 plug right here, and the H9 is down below. It's the lower bulb, which I don't have that. I have two H11s, so I can't plug that in right now, but it's zip tied here, and it's got enough length to reach that bulb. And I'm pretty sure that keeper goes right here. It may have been able to go up a little bit higher, but then this guy comes up and attaches to the headlight right there. And then you have the turn signals and these just running lights, which I don't have the bulbs to, but they're in each corner. And then basically now, obviously you got each mirror going to this. And then I should be able to put the cluster back in there. And I actually, at least I have one working bulb. So I need to get another H9. But as of right now, I think that's all put together. So I can put that odometer in, then finish putting the fairings back together. And we should be good up here. We got the tank installed. I got the bolt in there. I just have to bolt it up here. I have to get put some clips on there to be able to screw this piece on. I'm gonna get some Velcro for this area. This is just basically to help suck it in, basically, but it's held here and it's held over here. So the old Velcro is not completely necessary, but I'm gonna try to put some there. Up here went pretty good. This is the one main bolt, two main bolts, then, you know, a third and a fourth on this side. Everything is pretty stout. This stuff is kind of still challenging. You know, it's difficult. I got to put two bolts there, but, and I think I'm missing something right here. A little plastic thing maybe, but overall it doesn't look that bad. Very happy with this. I mean, it's pretty easy to put these GSXR 1000 fairings together. More so than probably some of the other bikes I've rebuilt. And it looks pretty nice. So I'm pretty happy with it. Now we're just gonna get the seat on and the last piece of plastic right there, and it should be done. This was not, the rear master wasn't doing anything. I'm pretty sure this plunger in here is not retracting. I think this plunger is stuck just like my track bike CBR 600. So I'm gonna try to, this one actually can get it from the up here. So I'm gonna see if I can tap it out there. I don't think I have to use another master, but I need to try to unfreeze it so I can properly bleed it. I started removing the master on the rear because it had problems. So there was a C-clip, circlip, whatever. It was in there, and that's what this whole unit went into, like that. As you can see, this rod's slightly bent, but doesn't affect its use. I did the master cylinder trick, except with the CBR 600's front that I did with it previously. I just quickly detached the front, attached it to the top, and I just pumped it. I didn't have to bleed anything, and it worked well enough. And then it broke this area, and it started spewing out here, so I held it, and it ended up coming close enough so I could grab it. So it's just this one single one with a spring and like a rubber piece that pushes on top. That's basically how it came out. And so it was just getting stuck enough to not let this spring return it back into, you know, resting position. So it looks like the cylinder walls are good. I think it was just a little dirty. So we're gonna clean it up, lubricate it with some more brake clean, or excuse me, lubricate it with brake fluid, and then assemble it. And then we'll hopefully be able to bleed it and have a working rear master again. So we got it working again. Heck yeah, should be good for a few years, as long as we make sure the fluid stays clean. I got a little toaster oven because I need to coat this gas cap for the Gixxer. So I actually bought some of this flame-proof stuff. It's like ceramic. So I have to basically cure it in the oven. It should be similar to Cerakote, I hope. So I'm going to disassemble this, sand it up, make sure it looks good, and then paint it, and then hopefully it'll work similar to Cerakote. I'm preheating the parts a little bit, and then I'm going to pan her up. So, looks like it might turn out terrific. So, we're gonna leave that in there for a little while. So we got everything put together. Got some 93. I'm about to put it in the gas tank. There's the new cap. I ended up torquing everything down, the whole upper triple, and it went together pretty nicely. I got the reservoir back up in there. It's a huge pain in the butt, but it's in there, so we should be good. You know, the chain is clean and lubed. It's not pristine, but it's should be good for a while to test ride and everything. I'm excited. Let's put fuel in it, see if it starts up. Gotta make sure it doesn't have any leaks either. So far, no leaks. I think we're good. See if it primes up. Heck yeah. It is saying fault indicated. So unfortunately, I think that the injectors are clogged up again or something. It's, you know, I've had the bike for 5 years. It sounds like it's running on a cylinder or two, barely running. So similar to the race bike. So I'm gonna have to tear it back down, unfortunately, and figure out what's going on. The tank's a little dirty right now, but that's what the clear coat looks like with the lighting. Looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Again, there's a few imperfections in it, but overall it looks pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with the outcome after, especially with 2-year-old clear coat and base coat. So unfortunately, that's going to be it. But until next time, catch you on the flip side.